This is Tales and Whispers, where every story is felt, not just heard.
All right, today we've got a story for you. It's a short one, a simple one, but it asks a huge question. A question about hope, desperation, and what things are really worth. It all comes down to one single powerful idea, a miracle. I mean, it sounds kind of crazy, right? Can a miracle be bought for just $1? It seems impossible, but that is the exact question at the very heart of the story we're diving into. Can you really put a price tag on something so miraculous? Okay, so let's set the scene. Our story kicks off with a family. But as you're about to see, they're on the verge of facing a challenge that's going to test them in every single way you can imagine.
So who are they? Well, they were a simple family. They didn't have a lot of money, not by a long shot. But what they did have was a home just filled with love. You've got a mom, a dad, and their 2 little kids, a son and a daughter.
And then, just like that, their whole world gets turned completely upside down. Out of nowhere, with absolutely no warning, their little boy gets sick. And we're not talking about a common cold. He becomes seriously, terrifyingly ill. So they go through all the tests, the waiting, and the diagnosis that comes back is just devastating. A tumor in his head. The doctors say there's only one hope, a really complex, expensive surgery. The problem, the cost is it's astronomical, way, way beyond anything this family could ever afford. You can just imagine the father, feeling completely helpless, telling his wife what the doctor said. And his words just hang in the air, words that their little daughter happens to overhear. He says, he won't survive without a miracle. So what even is a miracle, right? And where in the world do you find one? Well, for this little girl, the answer was a whole lot simpler than any of the grown-ups could have possibly imagined. So she hears her dad's desperate words, and this little girl, she doesn't freeze. She doesn't just sit there and cry. Nope, she takes action. She runs to her room, grabs her piggy bank, and cracks it open. Inside, her entire life savings. She scoops up that treasure, clutches it tight in her hand, and marches right out the door, straight to the local pharmacy. And what was her entire life savings? Get this, $1. That's it, a single dollar. And in her mind, that was the price for the most valuable thing in the entire universe, her brother's life. So she gets to the pharmacy, a place filled with medicine and science, and here she is, on a mission to buy something you definitely can't find on any shelf. And believe me, this one encounter is about to change absolutely everything. Okay, so she walks in, and the pharmacist, he's not just busy stocking shelves, he's deep in conversation with his brother, a brother he apparently hasn't seen in years. And our little girl, she just stands there, waiting and waiting, because her mission is urgent. Finally, she's had enough. Her patience runs out. She walks right up to the counter, slaps her dollar down, thwack, and says with all the seriousness a little kid can summon, "Give me a miracle." The pharmacist is just annoyed, bothered by the interruption. He kind of brushes her off. "Don't you see I'm busy?" he says. "We don't sell miracles here." But his brother is different. He leans down, totally intrigued. He sees something in this little girl that the pharmacist completely missed. So the brother gently asks her, "Tell me about the miracle you want." And with that pure, simple, just heartbreaking logic that only a kid has, she lays it all out. "My dad said my brother needs a miracle so he won't die." And then she points to her single dollar and asks the huge question, "Is this enough?" And here it is. This is the moment. The pharmacist's brother, he wasn't just some random guy. He was Dr. Carlton Armstrong, a famous world-class neurosurgeon. I mean, what are the odds? In that exact pharmacy, at that exact moment, this little girl found the one person on the planet who could actually give her the miracle she was trying to buy. So Dr. Armstrong looks at this determined little face, he looks down at the single dollar on the counter, and he smiles this warm, kind smile. And he says something absolutely incredible. He says, $1 is the exact price of a miracle. And boom, just like that, this family's entire life is changed forever. But believe it or not, the surgery itself, that was only the beginning of the real miracle here. He was absolutely true to his word. Dr. Armstrong went with the girl, met her family, reviewed all the tests, and then performed the life-saving operation himself at his own hospital. And the best part? It was a complete success. The little boy was going to be okay. And this is where you really see the scale of his kindness. I mean, the actual cost for surgery like that, it's astronomical. We're talking tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars. But the price on the bill he gave the family, well, it was something else entirely. It was just that single dollar. But the doctor didn't just, put the dollar in his pocket. No way. He did something really special with it. He had it framed, and he hung it right on the wall in his clinic as a permanent reminder. But a reminder of what exactly? Well, right underneath that framed dollar, he wrote these words: "This dollar is the price of a miracle. The feeling for others and helping them is what distinguishes us as humans." You see? It was never, ever about the money. It was about that simple, powerful act of human compassion, all sparked by a little girl's unwavering faith. And that really leaves us with something to think about, doesn't it? A miracle isn't always some big, supernatural event. Sometimes it's just one person making the choice to help another person. So the question for all of us is, what small, $1 miracles can we create in our own lives for the people around us?